Peace, welcome to you all. Blessings and peace. May the living spirit that is within all things come forward and deep within you bring your higher self, your divine essence to illuminate your mind, bring you clarity, upliftment, positive thought, deep inner perception, new love, joy, compassion, courage, and confidence. Bring you personal power, physical well-being, immunity from disease, strength, stamina, deep soul connection and deep understanding that is beyond the mind. Welcome, welcome to all gathered here and to all the spirit beings gathering with you. At this time, though the appearance is of separation, for perhaps those who do not understand, all of you, I'm sure, can feel the gathering that is happening on the inner planes, and that you join when you meditate, when you open your chakras, when you invoke your higher self and the ascended beings and all beings of high frequency of light. How strong their presence is, closer and closer in the physical plane. And perhaps you can feel the beauty of nature, the energy and power of nature rising, of the animals, of all the beings, having more space, coming forward even into your world, exploring a little more. And perhaps you do not know, but it is so that in the wild places there is an opening also. There is a growing, a strengthening of the wild species. So we welcome all the beings, all relations, family, all ancestors here upon the earth to join us today. We welcome all ascended beings, the great council of the light, the brother sisterhood of all nations, all tribes, races, religions, cultures, and faiths. The Oversoul of humanity, the council of the light, vast gathering, coming to be with you when you pray, when you lift up your heart, when you open yourself to commune with the spirits. Perhaps you can feel the difference in the light world around you, and that is physical as well as etheric. Perhaps you can feel that uplifting, that adjustment of the frequency of light in your world. And perhaps you can feel how your world is part of the universe, of a vast intergalactic, interconnected at-onement. For just as your communities are joined on the inside, so is all the universe, and as above, so below, and as within, so without. And this coming together of many races, of many, many beings of light, to bring forward the divine plan, not only on earth, but throughout the galaxies and constellations. This is what is happening. Can you feel it? It is a time fraught with great difficulty on the third dimensional level. For many, perhaps the most difficult time ever. Within your life, perhaps very challenging. Understand. It is nevertheless a great opportunity for your initiation and evolution. And if you have been prepared by working with ourselves over the last years, then you will know that we have expected a great change to occur within your world. And this time of change, it's for you. You who are evolving, you who are the living spirit within. So feel your connection with all beings and call forward within you the divine creator light within you. Because you appear in this physical world, but you come from the deep essence of truth. That is the one divine heart, the one power of creation at the very center, the divine heart. Try to feel within yourself how indeed you are made of love that connects all beings and all of you who are gathered here. Feel inside yourself your connection to your brother, your sister, and all who are gathered here, and those on the inner plane who are come forward to strengthen you, to work with you, to serve you. And feel the power of your mind and of your heart to become aligned to your spirit and to your body, and to bring through the deep understanding of this time. And to be the ones who bring forward the divine plan, the solar logos light, Christ energy, pouring forward at this time through all beings, willing to open your hearts and allow that light to also reveal any places within you that need to be healed, of fear, from the past, of pain, memories of wounding, of abuse, of suffering, ancestral content, karmic complications, old stories. Feel the power of this light. Feel its radiance. When you lift up and you feel that light, that presence, bring your pain and dissolve it in the power of the solar lords, deities, feminine and masculine powers of the sun, of Christ's light, emanating deep into the physical plane, a rare occurrence, a wonderful opportunity for your initiation and evolution, an extraordinary time. The divine feminine coming forward in each one, man and woman, to birth a new reality. The divine masculine coming forward within each one to hold and protect that birthing process, to shine the lights of understanding, to bring the overview, and each and every one equal in this creation, if you choose to come forward and partake of the nectar, of the manna from heaven, if you choose to feel of what it is made, this love, the pure, divine love that is your very essence. If you choose to feel the wonder of your own being evolving here on earth, with all the elemental beings, spirits, powers, deities of earth, air, fire, water, feeling inside yourself how you are made of all the elements, and fire, your spirit, pours through as pure light. Feel you are here to experience this extraordinary time, and all the beings who have decided right now to incarnate have a special purpose, are part of a great symphony being played. Can you hear it? Or can you hear still only the cacophony, the disharmony that has been brought about in the unconsciousness, in the forgetting, in the illusion of separation of thousands of years of disconnection? Or are you completely imbued, saturated with love? Are you feeling the at-onement, beloved? Calling forward all your allies from all the elements, animals, birds, water beings, insect, devas, serpent beings. Are you feeling the magic? Are you feeling within you that you are connected with all beings? Do you see and realize the potential that is offered to you at this time? And do you call forward all of you? And do you bring all of you into an at-onement? And do you bring all your love forward in every moment? And never give up. And when you feel any negativity, pain or fear, do you bring that love forward to heal you? And do you feel the overlighting presence, protection, power, strength, love, blessings? Do you feel the peace, the grace, the inspiration, the wisdom, the healing and the compassion of the all-in-one divine presence that is deep within you, each and every one? Blessings and peace to you ones.
Blessings and peace.
So I come forward today, as facilitated by the dear brother Jerome, to converse with you. I who dwell in another dimension of light, but I'm entirely at one with you, dear ones, coming forward from the very center, like you. I am coming forward, beloved, to share with you, to give you my perspective, to show you what I can see. Some of you see it, some of you feel it, some of you know it, hear it, but all of you are here because that part of you is awake, coming into manifestation now. And this is now about the actions. This is now the time for you to become proactive in that deeper sense, in your life, in your being. I say proactive, I don't necessarily mean you have to rush out of your house, start doing anything, though I'm sure many of you may be doing many wonderful things. But the proactive is where inside you, you are making your mind up. You are deciding what you feel. You are proactive. You are the one calling the tune of your being. You are in your independence, in your sovereignty, in the presence divine, claiming your life, claiming the space around you, strong, expanding, strength of your heart, of your light body, of your chakras, practicing your spirituality, becoming who you really are. You have no distractions, many of you, though some of you, of course, you're working, yes. But don't forget to work in this way. Don't forget, if you have some extra time, consider how you are indeed the hands and feet, the voice, the expressive power of Goddess, God, of divine beings who are not at all separate from you, who come as light and merge with you and show you and fill you with their love. Feel that love. Reach out to each other as well. Communicate. Make sure you know the groups that you are part of, the families, the spiritual families. Notice they are growing. Communication is growing. People are searching and seeking for the truth, and it is being revealed. Not all of that truth is easy to understand. It is a time of great challenge. It is a time that does require your resilience. And for you to be open and to be ready. Ready. For this is a time when you will suddenly, at times, have realizations, or suddenly there will be revelations. You have to be ready, prepared. And also, of course, there are other kinds of preparation as you realize, well, maybe, I must make sure I have enough food and so on. And I have to understand the way the world is working because there's so many reactions, and some places are open and some are closed and some are, halfway between the two in terms of what you are able to procure for your own life. And understand your locality where you live and look into making yourself very, very safe as you can. And that is always by connecting, beloved ones. Connect with each other. You are all upon the earth, therefore you are all connected, but you must make sure to communicate that connection and that desire to connect and to interface with each other, and also to be compassionate and kind and to be generous and aware of each other's situations and experiences, and to be aware that each individual will be having its own unique experience of what is happening, and therefore to be interested in each other's experience and to listen well. To listen well. And there will be every extreme of experience and every extreme of attitude, as at present upon the earth you have very extreme circumstances and an extremity of dark, an extremity of light. And so you will find you are standing somewhere along that spectrum. You may be feeling all the dark and all the light. Or you may be polarizing, because it may be better for you, your decision, not to entertain at all the dark, as it were, or any information from that place. And that is all right, beloved. But notice what is right for you. What makes you feel safe, secure, connected to the source, to the divine. That is why I am here. To help you work that out for yourself. To help you come to peace now. Because your state of peace and well-being, your state of elevated frequency is very important. Sometimes that means you need to know things. Sometimes that means you need to have faith and open up to presence. Sometimes that means both. I am here to bridge, in many senses, those realities for you and to bring you the truth that is most pertinent and useful and that serves your evolution at this time, and especially that which keeps you safe. So right now, together, as we are here together, breathe deep. And in your mind's eye, feel all of your chakras opening. Feel how your light body, which we can also call your Merkaba, your spinning, powerful light body, composed of spinning chakras, of colors, of great beauty that connects you, that is the vessel of your soul, how it is expanding. The more space, the more attention, the more love, the more time you give to your inner being, it grows. And the truth is, that is who you are. All that you manifest is from your inner being, growing all the time, according to your will, according to your understanding. You are your own keeper. Your consciousness guides you throughout your life. And your consciousness is naturally at one with the source, the divine. But do you listen? Can you listen? Can you hear? It's very quiet inside. With every breath, make more space to listen. Inside, it is like the most beautiful naturescape, quiet, like nature. In your nature, this stillness, this is where the divine resides, in the quietude, deep within you. How quiet can you be? Your breath, slow. Think of the still earth. Think of the shining sun upon the still water. And quietness. And feel it is within you. And within that quietness and that beauty, within your true nature, in the spaciousness, hear the voices that are silent, yet they are voices that sing the beauty of your soul. In that deep place within you, right inside, the seed of light is emerging as it does in the quiet earth. It germinates your true being, your glorious, shining, light self, in that deep silence emerging, coming forward, expanding. And it says simply, I am. I am the light that shines forth from my being. I am the power of creation, standing human on this earth. Through me, in this life, beauty manifests, truth manifests, love manifests. I open myself to be the bringer of light and of new reality here upon the earth. I give thanks. And feel the love inside you, simply flowing, simply being. Knowing that at the perfect time, in the perfect way, that love will indeed express itself, manifest works, bring you forward. And right now, it is filling you up and filling you up in every cell of your body, heart, and mind. And every day, dear one, every day, each and every one, that is how it is. And the more you can become conscious of this process that is happening, it's available to everyone, but it only happens to the degree that you can take hold of that availability and embody it. This recharging from the source, this light entering in to fill you up. Fill you up. To prepare you to be the co-creators of golden age realities upon the earth. What a wonderful time. But also, of course, what an initiatory and challenging time. How well you are all doing. For it is very testing upon the nerves and upon the subconscious mind. But you are listening. And you are connecting to the source. And that overview, that gives you resilience and strength. And the power that you need at this time to stay on your path 100%, to have faith in the outcome of goodness, beauty, peace, love. And so together we continue, dear ones. We continue together. For all of us who are working on the inner plane, we come forward as you do. And we join together in this work of creation of a new earth. So, dear ones, I would like to hear how you are and to answer, of course, if there are any questions. And also, then, yes, let us go deep again and work on the magic of manifestation, the miracle of creation that you are right there, looking at just in front of you at this time. Peace to you ones. I listen to see if there are any questions you would like me to connect with today. Peace.
Couple of questions, messages from last week. Are there armadas of spaceships orbiting Earth right now? If so, what will come of this?
Oh, I love your word, beloved. It's so pertinent. The armada. Well, you may remember way back then. Yes. Yes, there are many, many beings of other dimensionality in spaceships. Now, spaceships, what will come of it? And in that sense of how does this manifest for Earth beings? Right now, these are seen, not always do they come right into the third dimension. They can be seen, and they are seen by those who have if you like, an extra level of sight, a more, well, we could say clairvoyant type of sight. They can be seen through subjective clairvoyance. That means actually they are more appearing in the mind of that one with the seeing capacity, and objectively they can be seen sometimes as well when they manage to create an image of themselves inside the highest point or the lowest point, the highest point of third dimensionality, or the just inside the fourth dimension. So it depends who they are. They are mostly those who are coming around the Earth. They are, I say mostly, pretty much, 98% very benign beings. There are some rogue ones coming, to kind of join in the action and get a bit of juice, in their kind of roguish beings, but they're very, very few and far between, and they are, as it were, they're allowed to come in, but they leave because they're not really workers, if you like. They're not ascended beings. They're not of that order of the light, but they're attracted, and so they come and they go. But yes, these vast numbers of extraterrestrial beings coming forward, because you are famous, dear ones, upon the Earth, famous throughout the galaxies at the moment. There's trouble on Earth. It goes out like a clarion call. We must all gather. We must all help. And so that's right. You have a lot of help. What does that help do? Well, you see, it's always about frequency. The creation. There are many frequencies, many creations, many worlds, many universe within the universe. And so it's to understand that in your world, on your Earth, you're dwelling in a particularly a chosen vibration of the third dimension. You want to experience the dense physicality. You want to experience the senses, the third dimensional reality. This is a very powerful experience. You are all choosing. It's also, it exists in other parts of the universe, not the only place where you can experience that here upon the Earth. However, the Earth at the moment is going through a massive transformation. So that's why you could say it is important for beings to come from all over the universe throughout the dimensions of light, both to help and to uplift. And also, you could say there, well, it sounds odd, but, like taking notes, observing, for the benefit of all creation. Some are bringing their energy like that. They're holding space. They're bringing strong vibration of light, strong frequency of light, but they're not necessarily getting involved. Not all the beings in all those spaceships, if you like, are coming to land. Now, what does it mean when a being comes in? So some of those spaceships, you will actually see, some lines of light coming in, beings coming forward. Now, some of those beings are able to manifest themselves you know, you might find now and then a person who doesn't have a history, who doesn't have a past. They just manifest themselves. That is rare. Those are highly evolved beings, and they are coming forward within your world, and they bring with them a very special quality of light and power of transformation, power to change realities, power to, for example, you know, disable certain technologies, power to interfere physically. Some of them then come into people. Some of them, you know, if you like, come into, say, this vessel, or some of you, where they bring their messages, their understanding, they give you some instructions. So those beings are coming forward too. Now at this time, there are some of you who will experience some very interesting and different kinds of presence. And you will find yourselves being, you know, you will do your meditations that are your intention, and then some of the time you will just know you have to meditate because you're being kind of pulled up, and those are beings as well communing with you from those extraterrestrial densities of light. So, I mean, I could talk about that for a long time, but that is, yes, basically, they are here to help. They are bringing their consciousness. They are helping to elevate all of humanity's frequency of light and bring their frequency to make sure the earth goes through this transformation. And that means that they are also opposing, you know, they're protecting you from, they are giving you strength in the face of a situation where some, previous beings who came upon the earth and who have not done well at all here, who have not evolved, and who really need now to retreat. You know, they are hanging on. They are trying to bring. They are trying to hang on on the earth, and so you know there is that sometimes gentle pressure and sometimes quite forceful pressure to help them withdraw their energies. Peace.
Peace. Question from Elsa. The use of dark and light seems to be used a lot in connection to dark equals bad and light equals good. In many modern emerging feminist spirituality practices, darkness can be a place of deep inspiration and connection to the divine feminine. What does Chung Fu think about these terms? And in this case, why is the term dark forces used to refer to the bad forces of our world?
Yes, so the reason to speak of dark and light, thank you for your question, and it is one that I am asked a lot. I understand, and of course I absolutely honor that darkness, you know, the night sky is beautiful, it is dark, you know, dark is very beautiful, the divine, you know, processes of birth happen in the dark, in the womb. Absolutely, creation comes from the dark. But there we are, you see. Well, what is happening here? Why am I using? It's difficult to explain all of it to you, but I use a few analogies for you to understand. So if I use the term bad and good, equally that, if you like, if you understand, the divine is the power, is, we can say, the energy, the essence of creation, of both light and dark, of both, you could say, good and, or rather conscious and unconscious. So we can say unconscious, we can say unawoken, and we could say that which cannot see and cannot understand, that is blind to love, that is coming from separation. You know, we can say that is, if you like, darkness. It cannot see, it does not understand. There comes a point, however, where it changes to the degree that there is an intention to block out the light. There is an intention to hurt, to harm. There is such a degree of blindness that considers itself awake, that manufactures a reality and says it is, if you like, the creation light. It develops itself, and it obscures the true love, and actually runs on another type of system, because it is devoid of love. So I could use the words love and fear. So it could possibly be more useful for some if I did use that terminology, and I do accept, that could be more useful for some of you. But if you can understand that there's, for most people, they are aspiring to love, and they associate love with an elevation and a feeling of clarification and openness, which is, in many senses, it is attached to the feeling of lightness, of actual light and lightness. So in a vocabulary sense, I am using those words to denote that the light is the love. It is what is bringing love to you, and it is the essence of your being. You are born in that power that is love, that emanates the light of understanding into the world. And from that point of view, where there is no love and there is no understanding, it becomes dark in that way that brings about the possibility of propagating fear. And so those are really the associations that I am using here. However, it is certainly true, beloved, and thank you for, bringing that forward for everyone to say that darkness is not at all in itself bad. It is simply a use of terminology to denote the purposeful obfuscation of the light, the purposeful blocking of love and deep understanding. And it is when that will comes in that I am referring to it as a dark force that hurts and harms people, but not in the essence of darkness. Peace to you, and thank you for your question. Peace. I hope that is some answer for you.
How can we promote a collective sending of love towards people like Mr. Gates right now within our communities, and support our unification together rather than our division, which seems to be happening a lot in people's communications?
Yes, absolutely, dear one. Thank you. That's right. That's what I have been also talking about, explaining that, that is your job. Your job is to lift up the energy and send love universally, because whether these people are of the love or of the fear, or we could say the light and the dark, the good, the bad, whatever they are, ultimately they come from the source and be going back to the source. And love can only ever basically reveal the truth. And so when you send love, that's the best thing. Send the light, send the love, send peace, send harmony. Feel yourself to just be that unconditional divine love. Send it out and understand that these are laws beyond your humanity. These are divine laws enacting that all is well. Everything is as it should be, even though it might seem not. It's your job to just hold that vibration of peace and love, of connection, of divine presence, and then allow the ascended energies, those dealing at that level with very powerful beings, allow them to take the love and the power that you give and work their magic. Peace, G1.
Peace. What might be good for us, human beings, in order to grow from what we are used to in the third dimension towards truly thriving and blossoming in the fifth dimension?
Well, that's a big leap, beloved. You don't really sort of jump like that. This work that we're doing, this is really, the work of lifting the frequencies so that you can go into the fourth dimensionality at the moment. I know there's a lot of talk of ascension and five-dimensional, five-density light consciousness, but understand, there is a process. That's what you're doing right now, coming here, coming together, working with your meditation, with your chakras, with your thought forms, lifting up your spirits, bringing yourself into, like the last beloved's question, into that loving, in that sense, unconditional love vibration, even though you're bound to drop into a feeling of, oh my goodness, when you see pain being purposely carried out, harm being purposely enacted, you drop for a moment and you are in your human shock, but soon lift yourself up again and realize this is all unconsciousness. Your job is to become more and more conscious, to be with the love, to be with the light, and to send out that power, and to vibrate it, to be that energy. That is how you evolve to the fifth dimension. The point is, you already are existing in that place. There is a part of you already. You understand, you come from there, through all the dimensions into the physical. It is much more about remembering where you came from. It is about reactivating that aspect of you which is already alive, already vibrant. But you have to remember, you decided to come into this dense world. This is a big experience for you. This is not something to kind of reject. It is something to enjoy, to really be here and to bring your higher self here. Because you can't really ascend until your higher self is here. You can't go, if you don't have in your body the equipment, the tools of higher thinking, of deep love, of healing instinct, of deep soul connection, if you can't feel it here in the physical, it's like saying, well, the step of the ladder isn't down here in my root center, so I can't step on it because it's up there somewhere, and I don't know who I am, and I can't connect with the divine. So I always say to my beloveds, before you can ascend, you gotta descend. You gotta arrive and bring the ladder, bring your higher self presence to be present. And that's the opportunity you have right now in this time between times, as we could say. Get your higher self in. Practice the presence of your divine ascended self so that you can be lifted up into that higher consciousness. First it'll be 40 and then eventually. And for each one it is different, that the 5D, the fifth density or fifth dimensional reality of light will become a possibility.
Peace. We're coming to the live questions now. Today, 27th, live call, message for Chung Fu, and to ask, please. I hold a small vase of lily of the valley, as Chung Fu speaks now, and to send everyone its exquisite fragrance. Please can Chung Fu speak a little on this flower, white and pure with beautiful green leaves. Also, a known ascended master spoke years ago about the need and time would come to eat green and white foods. Can Chung Fu speak on this, please? Julia. Thank you, Julia.
Peace, beloved. Lily of the valley. Always associated with the divine feminine, with the beauty of the feminine, with the gentleness of the feminine, and the fragrance of love. This particular fragrance, it is very healing for the heart, for the lungs as well. When you drink in that fragrance of lily of the valley, it also clears the mind. It is a very strong and beautiful being. The spirit of lily of the valley, well, it's just interesting, isn't it? You see, lily of the valley. Actually, they grow in quite quiet and almost, out of the way places. They are quite humble and rather, in that sense, what's the word? Yes, humble is the good word. Bringing that very beautiful spirit forward that is gentle and divine. So in terms of healing, for those who are a little shy, for those who find difficulty to speak up, the scent and the fragrance will give you strength, will help you to speak truth. In terms of your question about food, white and green food, it is interesting when you realize that, those colors are really pretty much, the colors of plants when they start to grow. Then they might produce fruits of all colors, but if you think of the stems and the roots and how plants grow, put their roots down that are sometimes white and sometimes the white in the stems. What it really is with white and green foods, it's vegetables. It is flowers, fruits. It is realizing that not red foods that are of the flesh, but rather white and green foods, because they are the fruit and bounty of nature. And so that is really about the elevation of consciousness, about how, it is important at times of change to lighten the diet. Doesn't mean that you only have to eat those foods, because I know some of you, for health reasons, may indeed want to or need to eat some flesh carefully brought for you, ethically acquired. So these ethics, this care, this love, your question is really bringing forward the divine feminine and the way that comes forward really now guided by love and the divine feminine. That is really what that is all about, beloved. Peace.
Peace. Lovely. Sandra Stoddard. Hello, Chung Fu.
Peace.
How does Tourette's syndrome work? What are the voices people say they hear? It is most strange.
Well, it is a nervous system anomaly. It is very different for every person with Tourette's syndrome. There is a bypassing of the linguistic, the connections between thought process and the ability to speak or connect the process of conscious thought. And what happens is that the subconscious just sometimes throws out randomly. It's a bit like saying, what is the purpose of dreaming? And why are dreams so random? Why, if they're supposed to be prophetic, why are they sometimes so full of garbage? So the human mind and the collector, if you like, of all the events of sometimes other lives as well, the subconscious mind, and also the collective unconscious, can be so full of seemingly disparate and random, what might appear as just kind of flotsam and jetsam, just words, phrases, images that are, depending on the state of the being with the Tourette's syndrome, they will just come through because they just are there in the pool. Like sometimes when you, as I say, you have a dream and you think, it's all full of fear and it's all full of, is that a premonition? Not always. Sometimes it is fear just working through your astral body and being cleared from your system. Sometimes, on the other hand, Tourette's syndrome people can be prophets because they're so hooked up to the divine that really what's coming through are prophecies. Those are rare events, though, because normally those beings will have a linked up conscious, subconscious, and nervous facility. The voice centers in the brain will connect and it will all be synchronized. So I hope that helps, D1, but it is a condition that has many expressions, so it's a little difficult to entirely generalize. It's different for different people. Peace.
Peace. Abby Freely. Chung Fu. We are to imagine the new world founded on love, equality, generosity, abundance, joy, compassion, tolerance. But in this beautiful new world, where then are the challenges necessary for our soul's evolution? Blessings.
Well, that's the thing. At a certain point, who challenges the angels? Who challenges the ascended beings? So evolution. And if you listen to the last question that was about 3D to 5D, not the last, but one of them, how do we step from 3D to 5D? And I said, well, no, you have to go through 4D. And that's the thing. Up until that stage where you have got into the ascended realms of the 5th, 6th, 7th dimensions or densities of light, you're still going to be challenged. So, for example, at the present time, you see, it's not all, yes, there are these beings who believe themselves to, they don't know who they are really. They don't see that they're doing, that they are, if you like, countering the divine plan. That's not how they see it. They are, they believe they have the right to do everything they are doing, you see. Now, understand that at a certain point when the frequency of the whole rises up enough, that light will be available to them because they are, if you like, meshed in, and will cause many of them to see what they're doing and to try and leave, to try not to go down, if you like, with that element. Now, what happens when you evolve more and more is that the law of attraction, which of course is absolute throughout the universe, means that those beings, they no longer are relevant to you. They still will be as you go through the fourth dimensionality of changing your energy, of really believing what we're saying, which takes a while. And then as you get beyond, you actually won't experience that challenge because you don't need it in those higher realms. You are evolving through that in the third dimension, but I didn't say you needed to evolve through that in the 5th, 6th, and 7th dimension. You are evolving, but not through that. You don't need that anymore because you are in that expanded realm and you are evolving through pure love. And you are, of course, still assisting like you are being assisted now by those beings who have ascended. You have the choice to assist. But you will find that at that point, you're just simply radiating light, just like we are saying. You see dark forces entering and, you see the fear-mongering that is happening in that way, and you just bring your love and you dissolve all the beings' fears that you are able to access and that you are given access to. So I hope that helps you, dear one. Peace.
Peace. Karame, my friend's son just died, 30. How can I support her?
We all hold the space of love for your friend, dear one. You are a great support. When your friend knows that you are witness to her pain, you are already a support. The most important thing is simply to be there, that she knows you are there, you are thinking of her. You are opening your heart. You're letting the love come in. With her son going into spirit world, it is the greatest pain when the child leaves before the parent. However, at this time, it's a very special time to choose to go. And so that is one comforting factor, that there are many, many ascended beings attending on the inner plane and helping the spirits who are going through at this time. Because it's a very special time. And this gateway that is open means that those who either choose to go or who go through circumstance or because it is their time, they find themselves very supported, very surrounded in a very special way by beings of light. That it may be a comfort to your dear friend, beloved, to know that her son is being given a huge amount of love and support in his journey in the spirit world. And do by all means recommend if they would like to come and speak to myself if they are in that way open, and we'll make contact so that she knows how her son is in the spirit world. He is alive, he is well. It is so important that she knows that. Death is indeed that gateway through which you move into the fourth dimension. It looks like death, and yet it is an opening into a new life. Peace, beloved.
Great love to you, Karame, from all of the Chung Fu family. Leslie Hart. I am feeling really good and peaceful and just lovely. It's all the work I am doing at the moment. I am calling in galactic beings and ask how you see my tribe and if, as I feel, I have more guiding me and working with me. I felt one evening as if something came inside my body to heal me. I felt like a creeping gentle energy that was changing my cells. Please can you confirm? Also, can you tell me if you can see a result in my light body increasing and expanding as I wish and aim for, and if there are any suggestions to assist me in this. Blessings and peace, beloved.
Blessings and peace to you, and how lovely to hear from you. Absolutely, of course I can confirm that to you. And I don't know if you remember being really quite ill before all this started to happen. You went through your own particular clearing. You know, there was a lot that came up to be dissolved in you. And as you come forward into this time, you have been very ready, very, very open, and you have accepted, you know, to be worked on by the ascended beings, to become part of this creative, evolutionary program, we can say. And so what is happening is all those who have abilities, who are open, who are willing, are being taken up in the vibration and being shown, in a sense, almost you could say a precursor, a taste of that loving reality which you are indeed assisting to fuel, to create. So your colors, well, they're a lot healthier than they were, let's say, maybe 4 months ago. They're really strong, and you've got a power in the heart center here that you've been building, and that is radiant, strong, radiant light. It's quite a lot of gold here and green, and a lot of pinks and radiant orange, which means a very healthy hara here. And up above, you know, so much blue and violet light that is radiating from you, dear one. And so you have got Pleiadians with you. You've also got some Venusians with you. So you got friends in both those star systems, and they are, communing with you, assisting you, coming through. So it looks to me that was a Pleiadian being who did a healing, especially around the lungs, and brought some energies and some resources in the lung, in the heart center. So heart and lungs especially have been energized and uplifted. So there's been a lot of healing going on for you, dear one. And that is due to your attention, your dedication, your inner work. thank you for that, dear one, because of course it benefits everybody. Peace, beloved.
Sonny Dean, can you speak about the plankton in the sea, please? Apparently it has a very special vibration and function.
Well, it is the basis of all life, you could say. That this power that is in the oceans, and that needs to be protected, of course. And pollution does threaten the life force. It is the life force, you could say, is the life force of the sea, really. And the sea, of course, is essential to all of life. And we could say life emerged from the oceans. So it contains the very light, the very essence of the divine love, the very essence of life. From plankton, everything evolves. And so it is the food, of course, the basic food for all life within the sea. But that means also, if you look at the power of water, realizing, right. So that actually is it reflects into your being, that you are water beings. And so understand that this life that is in the sea is also in you. I'm not saying plankton is exactly in you, but the cells that represent life, that are vibrating, the way the plankton is vibrating. If you feel them and you energetically connect with them, those are, if you like, within you, there is an etheric counterpart that is the basic life form, the cellular life form of your being. We could say stem cells, or we could use other language that is about formative cells within you that contain the very essence of the life force that feeds your body, that absorbs the sunlight, and that radiates out energy into the rest of your watery being. And so, there is a correlation here between the deep inner power of life within you and the deep inner power that plankton is within the whole of the ocean system. Peace to you.
Peace. Janet Bradley, Chung Fu, are you able to tell if I've already gone through the experience of having the dis-ease? I'm wondering if I had it during the winter and am now immune. Thanks and peace.
Yes, it does look as if you had a version of it, but the truth is, you see, that, well, there's a lot of misinformation about the dis-ease, and so many people have had it. It has not just arrived, it has just been manipulated, it has just been added to, but it has been there in various forms. So yourselves, there are many forms of flu. There have been all kinds of flus throughout the last 100 years, really. And so this is an evolution, but it's an evolution given a little bit of a helping hand, shall we say, and with some not so great intentions added onto it, that the various versions, and there are one or two versions of the disease. So it's understanding that, yes, you did have a form that is like a cousin, or it is part of the family. And, well, we can say that all flus, in one sense, are part of this family. Does it make you immune? I can't guarantee that. Having said that, what makes you immune? Making sure you literally boost your immune system, look after your minerals, your vitamins, and understand yourself as a being who needs the positive input of good, healthy food. That's your body. Then understand the emotional immunity, which is, don't listen to the fear. This is not something that, as you may be realizing, it does not come to everybody. Why? So interesting. And there's not, it comes to the bad and not the good, or something. It's not that. I mean, understand the vibration of why. So understand vulnerability. understand the existence, and I've said to you there is a correlation, a connection, not the only connection. There are many different ways that you can be weakened. Is, your immunity, your food, the vitamins, the minerals, but also your technology. You see, you've got so much negative electromagnetic field around you, so it weakens your immune system. It also causes difficulty with oxygen uptake. So these are the factors that you have to be very intelligent about. So that is emotional and that is physical. And then the mind. Do realize the importance of what you are thinking, what you are thinking about, whether this is lowering your frequency or raising your frequency. So your frequency matters. Everything is about frequency. The virus has a frequency. Understand that. And take care of your frequency. And you will have immunity. That is the thing. It is to understand the combination of all of it and looking after yourself.
Sarah Mooney, I'm feeling very stuck and tired today. Does that mean I am going to be left behind when everyone else ascends? When everyone else ascends.
Why don't you have a rest, beloved? Have a sleep. Have a bath.
I love it.
Just look after yourself, beloved. No, it's really not about the time, space, reality. It is beyond that. And you've done a lot of work on yourself. You're tired. It's all right. You have a tired day. You'll be fine tomorrow. But look after yourself. Allow yourself to be tired. Cosset yourself a little bit. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Do something nice for yourself. Eat some nice food. Have a bath. Just be gentle with yourself. No, it's all about love, dear one. All is well. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, Chung Fu. I feel that I am lifting in vibration and that the initiation is going well for me. I'm very grateful. Is there any particular being that is good for me to work with right now? Silas.
So you want someone a little bit higher than Nefertiti, do you, Silas? Not good enough for you? The goddess in all her glory. Make connection, beloved. You got the best possible guide. Understand. She's always been there. She's coming forward. That's why you feel this initiation. You've opened your heart. Well done. That's right. You are coming through, beloved. Feel her within you, around you, leading you, loving you. This is personal. This is real. It's not imagination. And, well, I can't bring you anyone higher than that, beloved. I'm sorry. That is who's with you, beloved, and has always been with you. Peace, dear one. It's wonderful. I'm so delighted that you are feeling this way. Many blessings to you, beloved. Many blessings.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to donate to Chung Fu's mission and to Sally, such a generous lady, the PayPal pay-in info is chungfuchannel@gmail.com. So if you want to make a donation, you're most welcome. I think we've got one more question, which is Jay's. Jay Ariadne.
Thank you.
Dearest Chung Fu, could you please speak about the idea that President of America is fighting for the light against the shadow, and that there is a light plan that now happening behind the scenes of the dis-ease on a physical and spiritual plan? Is there any truth to this in your opinion? And if so, could you expand on this? Thanks. Love and blessings.
Peace, beloved. There is indeed truth to it. Deep truth. And yes, that is what is happening. Appearances aren't all they seem, as we have been saying. And this has been years and years and years in the preparation. The preparation as in the ETs and those coming through from other dimensions, informing many people of what is coming, and, if you like, raising the alarm, as it were, about what is happening. And then human beings becoming involved, all kinds of levels of intelligence becoming involved, and discovery and revelation. This has been going on for, well, yes, decades, quietly, and sometimes not so quietly, behind the scenes. His particular president, he causes... He's perfect for the job because he causes such distraction with his personality. It's all over the place, it seems. It is intentional. It creates a lot of kind of brouhaha that everybody gets involved with, and that covers up what is happening, which is so extreme that may indeed be revealed or may remain mostly unrevealed, but there will be little bits that will burst through into the public eye. Having said that, if you like, the other forces, and by the way, for the lady that, asked about dark and light, I always used to call them the other forces until the heaviness became so apparent and reached manifestation, so that it actually appears dark, literally in the shadowy element. So those other forces have been obviously present for a very long time. And it's more about the increase of the light that is revealing what has been here hidden for a very long time. And yes, this president is who needs as much energy as you can send. And the task is very great. And he does have a big heart and has committed to this. Nothing is certain, beloved, because the free will of humanity exists. And so that is why we ask you to lift up the frequency, to send light, and to just keep doing that. Because that is, though maybe not as obvious, not as, if you like, on the ground, as dramatic or visible, that power of you all holding light, power, energy, and vibrating the frequency of hope, love, positivity, connection with the divine, faith, and the Christ light in you, in whatever form. If you are bringing it as divine feminine birthing power, if you are bringing it as divine masculine protection power, bring it. Bring your light, shine it, and hold the love, and hold this connection, be the connection between the divine and all many beings who are deployed on the physical plane and are literally defending your lives. Peace.
Peace. Please can you explain the difference of doing our chakras compared to meditating / yoga / mindfulness?
Yes, I like to talk about the athlete. You know, the athlete has to prepare for the race, if you like. He has to flex his muscles. He has to be fit. He trains. And so chakra practice is you training, if you like, for the big race or the big event, which is where you connect with the divine, where you hold the meditative vibration and frequency. But you can only hold it however strong your chakra system is. So if your chakra system is weak and you haven't opened, closed, and become aware of yourself as this wonderful instrument that you are, then when it comes to holding the presence, you won't have the stamina. So it's about creating the stamina to hold the vibration. That is called meditation. If you like, meditation is where you are lifting up your field to be the receptor of divine light presence. Now, if you've got a whole lot of stuff going on in your chakras that you haven't cleared, that is sitting there, you know, it could be any form whatsoever. It could be emotion, it could be physical pain, it can be all kinds of things that are distracting you, so you can't lift up the energy. You don't have the strength because you are dragged down into the content that that clears when you open your chakras and when you do chakra practice, chakra expansion. That really is all to do with clearing your instrument to be a clear conduit of that light that in meditation you are grounding and holding strong. And literally, when people meditate, there's an actual transmission that goes out, even if you don't do it on purpose. The difference in chakra work is you might be clearing, you might be feeling stuff, and you have to clear it. And so that is the opening, that is the athletic, if you like, flexing of the chakra muscles that then you can meditate and hold space really strongly for holding the higher self, holding the high frequency, and becoming part of the great all-in-one, creating this massive opening together, coming forward to create the new reality upon the earth. Peace to you, one.
Peace. Well, that's all we have time for today. So thank you all for coming and joining with us and bringing your questions. Beautiful.
And thank you so much for being here with us today. And however many of you there are, it's a perfect number. Thank you all so much. And remember, share your understanding and your inspiration and your light and your love, your personal power with as many people as you can. Remember, that's what people need, love, not a lecture. Remember that you have your understanding, but it's the love that counts. It's your loving presence. And any intelligence that you have, any knowledge, any understanding, judge carefully whether another person is ready to receive that knowledge and understanding. For sometimes people are not quite ready and they might have a lot of fear in them, and what really helps them at any time is to help them dissolve their fear. And that might mean that you can't share necessarily everything that you know with every person. And some of you are very advanced here, and you might have family and relations who are in a completely different mentality. So, this is not a time right now to get into arguing as to who is right and who is wrong. Remember, you who know this, that creates food for those forces that we are asking kindly to leave. They're not kind anyway, but we are kind. So, understand. You see, that as soon as you get into argument with your friend about who's right or wrong, or, as soon as you're in any way creating a negative vibration, you are feeding those other forces. So just remember to stay in a beautiful, calm space, to stay present with yourself. Remember to embody the love. That is the best service that you can give. To spread it, to observe, because if you are in unconditional love, you will know who is ready for your truth, your perception. Share it judiciously. Share it when it brings love. Share it when it brings elevation. Share it when it helps you to feel at one with one another, to create community. All is well, dear ones. You're all here for the right reasons, to evolve, to get even stronger. And so together now, we will do a few more minutes of connecting, of grounding this energy with which you have all come forward, and feeling the togetherness. As you have listened, as you have given of yourself, asked questions, come forward, breathe in and feel this community together. Creating community is very important. When you come out of this situation, that is the one thing, above all, I would like you to think about, is how can I activate my spiritual community, or my place, or my involvement with my spiritual community. Some of you already are very involved, and that is wonderful. That's the best possible contribution in the upliftment of the frequency of humanity upon the earth, community, connection, love. For some of you, it will mean, maybe difficulty with family. Well, find a way to be in harmony as best you can. To understand that this time for you is a time of initiation. It is bound to be challenging you right now, because this is a huge shift for the whole of humanity, and you who are here, you are at that leading edge of understanding. So I am bringing you some knowledge, information, and some of you are discovering knowledge and information, and it is challenging. But what matters is, what do you bring to that challenge? What is the armor of light, if you like? What is your true essence that enters into you and strengthens you from within? See if you can feel it more and more. Open up, relax, allow, breathe, expand your chakras, realize that you are here for this, you came for this. This is the denouement, this is the unfolding of a new story, of which you get to be the creators. You came for this. You are embodying the divine presence as soon as you intend love, as soon as you intend freedom from fear, healing from abuse. You are embodying the divine plan. Relax. Let go of anxiety. Feel in your mind where it's tense, where you are just, is it this, is it that, what's happening? Oh, they're wrong, I'm right, they're wrong. Whatever it is, all that mental tension and context within which your mind is trying to work out. Just let go. Let go. Allow the divine presence to fill your mind. For as soon as your mind is empty and you let go, you will be filled with divine love. Open up. Smile. Know that whatever may appear right now on the outside, you are the creators of what is coming forward next. You are like the cooks in the kitchen of creation, making the recipe for the new reality. And there are millions of you here on earth and throughout all the densities of light, creating, co-creating wonderful possibilities and potentials for life upon the earth, for deep healing. And there is going to be needed a lot of healing. So healers, all of you, feel that love coming through and strengthening your healing powers. And know that the miracle of creation comes through you, through your faith, through your mediumship. Every one of you are part of the divine plan. That's why you come forward and you like to dialogue with Chung Fu. You may have judgment and think, well, I don't know what I can do. I mean, I got this and that wrong with me, or whatever it may be, your opinion. It's on another level, your involvement. It's in your heart. It's in your soul. It's why you are born a human being in this life. You simply are part of this huge initiation. It's available to all. But only those who are aware of it will take full advantage of this opportunity. So if you know someone who you can help, don't hesitate, but never impose yourself unless you are asked, invited. You know the rules. But thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for all the energy you are giving to us. Know that we are working for you, that we understand your vulnerability as human beings upon the earth, and that indeed we are bringing in a new era with you. And this era is seated already deep within the earth, divinely seated, and comes forth from the very nature, the true nature of your being, and the true nature of the being that is earth. And this divine plan of heaven upon earth, of paradise, of the golden age, you all knew about it. It's why you're here. And I am not saying it's just going to magically appear in front of you immediately. But for sure, beloved ones, it is within you, growing stronger and stronger every day. So yes, however that can be for you, by visiting beautiful places in nature, by contemplating the wonder of the divine presence, by finding the love within you, by bringing forward kind and generous acts through your compassion. That is how this new reality comes into being. So understand how very precious each one of you is, carrying forward this light into manifestation, this divine love, this presence. We give thanks to all your guides and helpers, family, relations, ancestors in the spirit world. We give thanks to all the ascended beings, angelic, archangelic beings, and deities coming forward, merging their light with yours, lifting you up into your creative power, helping you feel who you truly are. As you open your heart to the solar logos, the light of creation pouring from the cosmic central sun, Christ's light coming through divine feminine and divine masculine, bringing the power of birthing, of creation, through transformation, regeneration, through the letting go of the old, through the opening of the heart, the shining solar light. And give thanks for each one of your lives who come forward in service to the whole. Give thanks to all those who come forward from the higher planes, from the higher densities of light, extraterrestrial starseed beings. Give thanks to all the beings, spirits, powers, deities of earth, air, fire, water. Give thanks to all your allies in the worlds of nature. We send love to all of nature. We send love to all your allies who are animals, birds, water beings, insect devas, serpent beings. We send love out all over the earth. Love to protect, heal, and lift up all the beings who dwell upon the earth. Give thanks to the allies who are fairy, elven, pixie, gnome, and leprechaun, to the power beings who are dragon, phoenix, firebird, pegasus, unicorn, and to all the beings who form this life upon the earth and who support it, plants, flowers, trees, the standing people, and the beings who serve you, who are the Akashic record keepers, Give thanks to all the beings working with you in your life, supporting you, protecting you, loving you, bringing healing and blessings to you. Give thanks for the overlighting protection, the love and blessings, peace and grace, power, strength, wisdom, the inspiration, healing, compassion of the all-in-one divine presence deep within each and every one. Thank you for being here with us today, dear ones. Blessings and peace.